It's time for Friday Fabulous Florida.
There is a gigantic alligator in my kitchen.
A look at the weirdest stories from our weirdest state.
We do have alligators in Florida today. Not yet, but you will find a gator story. This story we starts with the second favorite thing next to alligators when it comes to Florida business, and that is, anyone? If you guessed machete, give yourself points. Yes. A Florida man is arrested after allegedly attacking a victim with a machete. I don't want to go back to jail, he said. They arrest this suspect who attacked another man with a machete during a dispute about looking through text messages. The Hernando County Sheriff's Office said that Douglas Albert Fullerton, you see him there, 24, and again on the Mark Thompson Show booking scale meter, I would say booking photo meter comes in at I'm going to give him a 5 on this. He looks a little like he's been up for a couple of...
He looks like a sad sack. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Douglas Albert Fullerton, anyway, 24, pictured there, was caught going through his roommate's phone late Monday night at their home on Fort Myers Street in Brooksville. When the victim found him and confronted him about it, Fullerton went and grabbed a machete before he returned and hit the victim in the face.
Oh, God.
Police said that the victim said that he grabbed the blade to prevent Fullerton from striking him again. And that's when Fullerton dropped the machete. Then, the guy you're seeing there, Fullerton, retrieved a silver knife from the kitchen, returned to continue this dastardly business.
Yikes.
When the victim turned and attempted to run away, he felt the knife hit his back. The sheriff's office saying that the victim ultimately escaped to a bathroom and called 911 as Fullerton yelled from outside the door, "Tell them you got into an accident. I don't want to go back to jail."
Right.
The victim eventually attempted to flee the residence, but Fullerton was nearby and began chasing him then as well, Kim. Finally, when the victim reached a neighboring home, he saw Fullerton was no longer there, and he remained there until deputies arrived.
Was he all hopped up on meth or something?
Somebody was hopped up on meth, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But he was taken to the hospital for a deep laceration to his face, fractures to his facial bones, and minor cuts to his hands and back. Deputies say they remained at the scene for Fullerton to return.
What can you tell us about the scene?
Deputies are remaining there, Larry.
What can you tell us about the scene?
The canine and drone units also called in.
What can you tell us about the scene?
They finally got Fullerton. They issued one of those things you issue, an arrest warrant, aggravated battery and assault with a deadly weapon. Yeah, he also had an active warrant for violation of probation and possession of a controlled substance.
He sounds like the roommate from hell.
Well, before you say that, let me just tell you, the victim and Fullerton were in anyone? Romantic relationship, everyone. Yes. Some people like it rough, and there you got it. A Florida man is accused of rigging a roulette machine for $68,000 at a casino.
Ooh, it's a wild idea, but it just might work.
Yeah, he is pleading not guilty.
How do you rig a machine?
Let's find out. He and an accomplice. You got to get an accomplice, Kim, first of all.
Need a helper.
Yes. They tampered with a video roulette machine.
Oh.
They made off with $68,388 in illegitimate winnings. Aren't those the best winnings? Michael Shea, 33, of Coral Springs, Florida, charged with felony theft and modifying a gaming device. The authorities say that... What's that?
Did they hack it?
They say that they're seen on surveillance manipulating the roulette machine. Mm-hmm. They didn't say, and you can understand why they wouldn't, how the suspects manipulated the machine, how they compromised the machine. But they cashed 12 tickets worth a total of $31,500 after spending about 11 hours in the casino.
Isn't it casinos? Don't they have like video cameras everywhere pointing in every direction?
Yes.
They're going to see if you try to stick something on the machine, right?
Yes, it's true. What you're saying is true, Kim. I don't know how they did it.
Not the place to be a cheater, pumpkin eater. Nope.
No, I agree. I wonder if, again, they'll use the cheater, pumpkin eater ruling in the ultimate court judgment. Tapeworms are found in a Florida man's brain.
Please, no.
Yes, they are linked to undercooked bacon. Undercooked pork consumption is a theoretical risk factor for neurosticercosis. This is what's suspected in this case.
Ew.
A 52-year-old man reported worsening migraines over a 4-month period. Those worms were in there. The CT scan of his brain revealed that he had a cluster of cysts in his brain, but apparently the imaging pointed neurologists toward a possible lead, a rare parasitic infection of the brain that is strongly linked to pork consumption.
Ooh, gross.
This is a case that has received some attention in the American Journal of Case Reports. He didn't present with common neurological symptoms, Kim, like seizures or facial asymmetry or weakness or numbness. Asymmetry is a ding word. But a CT scan did reveal he had a cluster of these cysts in his brain. And again, this parasitic infection of the brain that is strongly linked to pork consumption is what they believe this was all about. He had recently complained of worse and worse migraines. It's contracted when humans ingest eggs found in the feces of other humans.
Ew, barf.
This pork tapeworm. And the truth is, and this is, again, shout out to all the countries that ban pork. There are a bunch of them in the Middle East, right?
Yeah.
The report noting that countries that ban pork have virtually non-existent rates of this condition. He hadn't traveled recently or had close contacts with pigs, so neurologists believe that it was his lifelong preference for soft bacon, which may have led to his accidental undercooked bacon consumption. And pork consumption, undercooked pork consumption, is a theoretical risk factor for this condition.
I thought we didn't really have that in this country, that we had processes, protocols, and standards when it came to the production of meat like that. And so this, may be found in other countries where maybe they didn't have these standards, but in America that we didn't, our pork was held to different standards.
Well,
we have processes and protocols and standards.
I can understand that's a common misconception, and frankly, it's based on another common misconception. The common misconception that it's based on is the myth of American superiority in every way, right? It is truly a myth, right?
I mean, we're not better than everyone else?
Thank you.
You just pop in every bubble that I had over here.
We have a notion that we have tougher standards than the rest of the world, that, we wouldn't let pesticides in our fruits and in our vegetables, etc. The truth is the rest of the world oftentimes has much tougher restrictions and regulations than do we. But now to the more important point here, and that is, if you're going to eat meat, it doesn't matter how many times it's gotten the USDA seal. You need to cook it, okay? Because uncooked meat has a bunch of parasites potentially that could affect you in this way. If he ate undercooked bacon all his life, it wasn't an accident. Thank you, Mama de Three Boys. That's exactly right. So it doesn't matter who looked it over, how it was processed. What matters is that it was uncooked pork. Crocodile attacks.
Yes.
Let's get to it. There was a crocodile attack of a guy in the Everglades on the same day that an alligator bites off somebody's hand near Orlando. Now, that's not appropriate to applaud for the... A man was injured after being in a rare crocodile attack in the Everglades National Park in Florida on the same day as another man lost his hand in an alligator attack outside of Orlando.
What?
I know, it's a weird congruence to the universe.
It's brutal in Florida, man. Wow.
This guy was 68 years old. His
Look at
boat
those-
capsized.
Look at the
and
teeth.
He was swimming to shore. Again, if you're just listening, Kim is commenting on the teeth of the gator, not the teeth of the 68-year-old man. Swimming to shore at the Flamingo Marina because his boat had capsized, you see, Kim. Witnesses saw him go underwater, and the man was able to get to safety. Park rangers immediately treated him for a cut on his leg. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition, according to the Park Service. Rangers and park biologists are continuing to investigate the incident and monitor that suspected crocodile. Meantime, there was this other crocodile attack of this man who lost his hand because of it. It was a 9-foot gator, bit off his hand while he was fishing in a retirement community outside of Orlando.
What?
I know
Was it the Villages?
It might have been.
Oh.
I think they would have said it was the Villages. I don't know that it was. But it is, I think, sad. I mean, he's in retirement. He's just kicking it. And then
If you're
he
retired,
loses
what do you
his
need
hand.
your hand for anyway?
Right. I mean, you
your
will
work
be
days
going
are over.
from here on out. You'll be a one-handed kind of guy.
I'm kidding.
But
yes.
this 9-foot gator bit off his hand. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission did not release the man's identity, but a neighbor said that what she saw was that the man's arm was in the alligator's mouth and the creature was rolling on the bank. You know, they call that a death roll. The experts in Florida who are gator people, they call it a death roll. And she said, I knew he was in trouble. Wow. Thank you.
That's pure speculation.
Yes, I know you're just speculating. When you see an alligator with a guy's arm in his mouth and he's doing a death roll, yeah, it seems to me like he might be in some trouble.
I knew he was in trouble when I saw the bloody stump.
His hand and part of his arm had been bitten off, she said. I mean,
What can you tell us about the scene?
the gator has his arm in his hand, Larry.
What can you tell us about the scene?
The licensed trapper who arrived after he was called, after the 911 call, did do this, Kim. Cut the gator open.
Oh.
So that the victim's hand and arm could be retrieved. But it is
have been
unclear, and
munched on?
honestly, people are saying that it's likely not going to be possible to reattach it.
Oh, yeah, because it's probably chewed up, right?
I really don't know, but I'm guessing it's not in the best of shape. And also you have digestive juices that have worked on it for a little while, and it's all pretty ugly. So can we move on, please? A Florida guy is arrested for threatening, but that's a little taste of the gators, just because we feel like, it's been a while. A Florida guy is arrested for threatening a McDonald's worker with a crowbar. And there's video of this, Tony. A Florida man is behind bars after getting into an altercation with a McDonald's employee in Fort Myers, Florida.
That takes the happy out of the Happy Meal.
He's 27 years old. He's got his whole life ahead of him. What could possibly bother him? Donta Christopher Davis supposedly went into this McDonald's located on Northeast Pine Road, picked up a DoorDash order, and he got into an altercation after he put the phone in one of the workers' faces, who then told Davis to leave the restaurant.
Yeah.
Security footage shows that Davis grabbed a crowbar when he left the restaurant, went back into the McDonald's with the crowbar. He said to the worker, I'm not someone to mess with.
Oh.
DoorDash was asked to comment. I mean, they're just looking for a comment from anyone, I guess. There is absolutely no place for violence or intimidation in our platform. Upon learning about this incident, we removed the account of the individual in question. We've worked with local law enforcement to support their investigation. He was taken to Lee County Jail, so he is crowbarring now in police custody.
Good day, sir.
Yeah, there you have it. Meantime, a missing Florida woman is found after banging on a door of a shipping container that she was trapped in.
Oh,
this is a
no.
story sent to us by many Mark Thompson Show listeners and viewers. Thank you. The 52-year-old, I'll skip to the important part, uninjured. She was missing, but found safe after banging on the door of the shipping container that she was trapped in, according to the Cocoa Police Department.
How'd she get in there?
She was reported missing after, she apparently was not injured. The family last saw her Monday. She was reported missing after a coworker called to report that she didn't pick up her son. Detectives responded, began to check known locations, interviewing family members, and issuing a missing person bulletin. During the course of the investigation, detectives were notified that the woman had been found. She'd been banging on the door of this shipping container when someone heard and unlocked the door. Tyler Sonnenberg, who owns the shipping container, said it was stocked with lawnmowers.
Oh.
He saw her first walking around the area, and then he remembers locking down the storage unit on Tuesday afternoon. He said he didn't hear any noise on Wednesday.
Was she stealing lawnmowers?
He thinks that she may have walked into the unit on her own and passed out. He claims to have found a lighter and pipe inside after she left Thursday. So it seems like she might be,
Chris says she went in to take a nap.
Yeah, it's,
This is no picnic, no summer camp.
Yeah, it's definitely not a summer camp. They're still investigating how she ended up in the shipping container, but that appears to be the story that we have. And finally, a Florida woman celebrating her 106th birthday with her first ever trip to Disney World, everyone.
I can't imagine that would be pleasurable. I mean, at 106,
What?
leave me alone. You
Wow.
have to roll me through a park full of screaming children when you're 106?
She'd never been to Disney World, Kim, and it is the happiest, most magical place on earth. There
It's
she
not.
is saying
It
hello
really is
to one of the Mickeyites or whatever they. I wonder if she meant MAGA Mickey, the Trump 2024. Trump 2024. Trump 2024. Trump 2024. Magnolia Jackson is her name. She's going to turn 106. She just turned yesterday, 106. She visited Walt Disney World for the first time ever to celebrate her big day. She revealed that she got the idea to celebrate her birthday at Disney World after attending the Florida Classic College football game last fall, where she saw Mickey Mouse perform on the field with his drum major outfit. She said that ignited her love for all things Disney. Well, better to have late in life ignited love than not love at all. Disney decided to make her dreams come true when they heard about her wishes, and when she arrived at the Magic Kingdom, Disney cast members and corporate executives, along with Mickey and Minnie Mouse, greeted her with smiles and happy birthdays.
Photo
There was
op.
music, colorful balloons, and of course a huge birthday cake.
2024!
Okay. She's the oldest living graduate of Bethune-Cookman University in Daytona Beach, Florida, according to Disney. And they put on quite the show for her. Wow. There they are. All right, let's review. We don't like to, but we have to. Let's review the stories that we've just heard.
All right.
Tony, you will be called upon to pick a favorite as well. So please listen. I will remind you what you've just heard. The Florida guy arrested after attacking the victim with a machete, yelling, "I don't want to go back to jail. Tell him you fell," or something, or whatever the excuse was. Right. Tapeworms found in the Florida man's brain linked to undercooked bacon that he's eaten all of his life. The Florida man accused of rigging the roulette machine with his accomplice for $68,000. The croc attacks, we had a pair of them. One in which a guy found his leg inside the alligator's mouth, but he did get away. There were hospitalizations involved, but still he did get away. But the other, sadly, got away, and so did the gator with his hand. And he lost his hand in that incident. A Florida man arrested for threatening McDonald's worker with a crowbar. The missing Florida woman found after banging on the door of her shipping container that she was trapped in. And finally, the 106-year-old who had never before been to Walt Disney World. She was welcomed there like a queen And what a day it was for her. Now we need to pick a favorite, and so I had
2024!
Okay, let me ask. That drop makes me laugh every time. Let's ask Kim. What was your
Kim,
favorite?
how are you?
What was your favorite, Kim?
I
please?
am going to agree with Julie in the chat. It's got to be the croc attack. You missed it because you were reading, but I'm telling you, the comments about the croc attack's so funny in the chat today. Croc
Yeah.
attack, 100%.
Croc attack gets it from Kim.
Yeah.
Tony, what about you?
Thanks,
What was
Tony.
your favorite, please?
You know, I gotta give it to the grandmother because she spent since the 70s. Disney's been in Florida. She never went. She's like, screw
Yeah.
them. I'm not paying for that.
How could
Wait till she got a free. Oh, I go if it's free. I love her for that.
I don't know if she said screw that, but she might have. I don't know. It's possible.
Screw your freedom.
Anyway,
Like, no, I'm not going there. Daytona, not that far away.
that's very funny. Yeah, take me to a NASCAR race. I'm not going to date. Right.
College, all that. Nah. No
Yeah.
Disney,
Well,
screw
I
that.
mean, it's just I want to welcome back the most Florida story, which, although I have to tell you, Machete and Gator are a photo finish for me in Florida. So my heart is with the Machete attack, but I know that the best and favorite has to be the croc attack.
Yeah.
And so with that, that's Friday Fabulous Florida for today.
This has been Friday Fabulous Florida.
There is a gigantic alligator in my kitchen.
Y'all come back now, here.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.